different kind of buzz. An exciting kind of buzz. From the court on campus to a beach near you. One net, one ball, game on. All sorts. From all over. A melting pot of good people. And one shared language. Serve, pass, set, spike. Big characters, big moments, bigger smiles. There's nothing really like it. Bold, competitive fun. And a welcome for everyone. Volleyball. Feel the buzz.
There's always a chance you'll find the way. Seamus Heaney. The Irish are great wordsmiths. From world-famous poets to songwriters to authors. Our chosen words will connect the present with our heritage. National team players devise their vision for how they perform. Díogras, Brodúil, Diomanta, Loidir, the Chliche. This mission statement is emboldened across our uniform. With Ogham, the first written language of Ireland, connecting our heritage with our now.
welcome to the last and final match of this thrilling weekend here at the National Indoor Arena in Dublin for the Small Country Association Championship. And we are seeing now Scotland facing the home team, Ireland. Ireland has done great so far. 2 matches up, 1 loss. Scotland so far on a clean path of 3 matches won. San Marino here waiting for this match to finish and hoping that Ireland is going to make an upset of Scotland. I'm Erika Fattini, head coach of the under-18 girls team for Ireland, and with me today, Hallie Jack from Scotland, head on the high performance department of Scottish volleyball. Thank you for joining me again today for the 2nd time, and I'm quite sure this is the atmosphere we want. Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. Delighted to be here. Shaping up to be quite a noisy affair in here. Looks like we've got a lot of people still coming in. Looking forward to the atmosphere.
And here you can hear the speaker announcing the roster, so I don't think there's going to be any surprises, but I'll let you.
Yeah. One maybe surprise there in Emma Laurie entering the court. Not on her performance level at all, but mainly from the point of view that Ellen Ranklin's probably been playing ahead of her for most of the tournament so far, but Emma did well when she came on in the last game.
Yeah, I did really like the few points on set she played, and so well-deserved play some court. And I think Scotland is firing the big guns once again here in this arena, and let's see what Ireland is firing today.
Yeah, I hope everybody at home can hear the noise level that's coming through, that's for sure.
Not much of a surprise from the Irish squad, so I'm quite sure Scotland prepared this match quite thoroughly, and they are ready to face Ireland. And so, on the other hand, Ireland probably has prepared the match too, so it's going to be interesting to see what they can put on court. The only maybe small of a surprise is the number 11, Emmy O'Sullivan, taking the place for number 7, Carly Donoghue. And normally she would be one of the favorite middle, so let's put it this way. We have a good third middle in the roster in both squads that is taking the main 6 court, so even there.
Yeah, and obviously both teams last game, so maybe a wee bit of tiredness and looking to freshen each lineup up.
Yeah. Did you have a chat with the team after the match they played this morning, or you just let them be?
I've caught up with the staff. I've not seen too much of the players, but obviously they're looking forward to this one and very excited about the opportunity they've got. Yeah, I think it's well earned so far, and they're looking to make sure they got off to a good start, but very positive block from Ireland.
Yeah, Emmy Sullivan and Emer Byrne saying we deserve our place on court, and yes, that's another thing. We have the youngest of the 2 sister Byrne taking the court as an opposite today, so you have Emer instead of Emma, but I'm quite sure Emma should be calling if needed. So now that's something that is not surprising, but still amazing to see, and that Alexis that with a swing from position 2 down to the line.
Yeah.
Libero put all her body there, but couldn't keep the ball high enough to be recycled.
Yeah, the line just opened up for her there and left a big hit, I think.
An unusual mistake for Alexis here on serve. That gives Amy a chance to go and do her favorite serve. It's 1-1. I know it because I know this girl since she's 16 now. She went on the libero, and then of course if you target the Scottish libero, be ready to defend because that means the ball is on the setter. It's in system play, and then you have a ball coming at you, and that's what she got. I'm quite sure she's going to learn the lessons for the next round of serve.
Yeah, and if not, I'm sure the coach will have something to say about that.
I don't think Laura McCready is going to leave anything.
No,
She's been super consistent, great passing skill from her, defending skills too, and that's, I hope was intended. That's a great shot because the middle for Scotland was serving, and number 12, Laura Connolly, she decided to swing it down to the 5 because, you know, the middle was there defending, so had higher chances to get the point.
I think the important thing for Ireland was that the setter was able to access the middle from a pass that was off the net, and that shows a wee bit of promise for the game.
Now that was an out-of-system play, so that was coming from the good serve of Emer there, forcing Shona to, that's an unforced error from Shona down to the net. That's again unusual, but I think it's probably going to be the only one of this set. So.
Yeah.
And I'm right now using the block. Alan trying to build a break point. Emily taking out the setter. Fiona playing very smart on the opposite. Good watch there. Great defense on the cross. You could see the two players crossing the line and getting the ball. Now the libero for Ireland set it for the opposite backcourt. Good swing. Setter out again. So libero called to set for the pipe. Defense on the other side, but libero recycled this ball. And now that was a great long rally with great defense, and that's what the level of volleyball we want to see today. And that's his last match. Let's hope to see more.
Yeah, Ireland looked very comfortable in defence there. I mean, Shona Fraser had a few swings there, but block was in good position. Ireland defence was excellent.
And could not keep the serve in this time. Quite long there. Now sending number 14, the opposite of Scotland. She's done her job so far. It's everything she was called to spike. She had a great swing. Not used so much, but I'm quite sure if number 8 needs her, she's gonna be there for her. Now the serve slightly out. Fiona Rigby has been one of the key players for Ireland on yesterday's match against San Marino. And now she's ready to take the serve. Down the net now.
And she looked like she was lining up deliberately to serve at the libero there, so quite surprising given how much of a positive impact and performance Laura McCready's had.
Okay, now that's the player that normally creates a nice lead for you from the baseline. And now good swing from the opposite. I wouldn't consider that much of a threat, but I am afraid that ball was looking more like a serve than a swing, so it had a kind of floating trajectory, and that would probably cause Shona to not to dig that ball with the comfort that she normally has.
Yeah, and Ireland haven't really managed to find free court often so far, but they're playing smart enough to cause Scotland some problems so far.
Yeah. Alexis has always said, no, not on my watch. MVP of the earlier match today, Alexis, she's been a solid rock for Scotland all the way through this weekend. Great performance from her, and the only question is how long can she do that? Probably forever.
Yeah. Certainly very consistent player with high ceiling level in her performance as well, so a huge asset to the Scotland team.
Now great pipe from Fiona there. Shona kind of fighting with her defense skill at the moment. She hasn't played much in the game we had earlier today, and I don't know, maybe it's out of reach. Maybe she needs this set to kind of start carbureting. I'm I'll have to be totally honest with you. I'm terrified by Shona. Like after seeing her, I played against San Marino. It would be the worst nightmare that I could see if I was facing her.
Yeah, she's hitting the ball pretty hard at the moment. So from our perspective, it's good to see. But a little bit of work to do here for Danny Taylor and the Scotland team, with Ireland 9-5 ahead.
Yeah, surprising. Now, Ireland yesterday made that surprise on the last match of yesterday too, starting with a lead at 7-0 in San Marino. Everybody dropped their jaws on that score. Everybody probably is dropping the jaw now. So Ireland at their top level, they are capable of greatness. The demon of Ireland is keeping that greatness all the way through the match. So they're fighting with themselves more than they're fighting with the opponent at some times. So I hope today they kind of had a great look at yesterday's match and say, okay, we have to keep it there and keep it there for all the match through. Great dug again from Grace, but oh, that wasn't awarded. I thought that was a push through the block, but no, the referee calls out. Scottish player aren't complaining about that, so maybe the referee was right. And that's an ace from Regina. Good, very good. Scotland complete our system. Being able to replay with the middle, Amy. Wow! Everybody was holding their breath on the last ball.
A real strong lead from Ireland. Again, Ireland not hitting court often, but being consistent enough to cause Scotland some problems. Scotland aren't getting a swing in transition or side out often enough. And then it comes back to Ireland and they put the ball away somehow.
Now, I could expect... No, I didn't expect 7-0 to Ireland against San Marino either. I definitely did not expect 12-5 for Ireland against Scotland.
Scotland currently need a bigger comeback than champion the Wonder Horse at the moment.
And that's a good watch on... that spike. Scotland has another shot at this with Shona. Shona goes to Regina. Regina, she's a great defender now.
Shona rips one out the back row there.
Now that's a free ball for Ireland. And we have seen it before. We have seen it against San Marino. The ball is placed between the setter coming and the opposite. And there is that moment where who's taking the ball. And sometimes it's that wheel that you want to do to match. And we've seen Regina sometimes, she looks at the player like she wants to take the ball, but actually she's looking at the player like, I'm here, give me the ball.
Yeah.
So a bit of miscommunication. For us coaches, it's painful to see that ball fall in the ground, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the easier stuff that goes awry sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah.
That was the first time they've hit court in a while, so a bit of a stronger play. You can see in that replay that Scotland are putting two players short and behind the block still, similar to this morning. Ireland are going to have to try and find ways to score, either down the line or sharp cross.
No, that's the opposite was called, and to get this ball from the wing. We know this. I think that in actually all the rosters we have seen so far, when the setter is one and it's a side-out action, it creates trouble to every team, because the opposite, it has to spike from wing, and we coaches are at fault there. We don't really train the opposite to spike from wing that often, or how often that it could be effective. And probably, if you make the exception for Alexis, Shona, and probably Emer Byrne here, because she can use B as a wing and opposite, not many opposite will be effective from that side. looking even at how it goes, Iceland had a bit of the same problem there.
Yeah.
Number 15 from Iceland did an okay job when she was called for the wing, but then not as effective as as on her opposite side. Definitely, Shona has no problem with him as a wing. That we know that.
Yeah, very comfortable. on
But
both sides.
only few players, like we have seen San Marino with Tura, had the same issue. When Tura wasn't as a wing, she wasn't as effective. Very hard to make a side out. So I think now it's all in Ireland's favor if you can't make a side out. Target Alexis out of system again, forcing a free ball, but Regina decides to take it. So Grace for the second, great swing there.
Very, very aggressive swing.
Yeah, Shona said, okay, we need a bit more power, I'll go for it. And now Fiona on the cross, so she's asking for a touch. Line judge didn't, none of the line judges see it, the referee didn't see it, so I guess wasn't there.
Scotland's struggling a wee bit in the moment to get in system on serve receive, and that's allowing Ireland to pull away scoring points in transition at the moment. So some strong serving or some weak passing.
All right, not bad at all for Katrina there. I mean, maybe a bit long on that swing, but Laura decided to take it now again for the opposite. For a moment I thought she was backward, but she's actually front, gets through the block and makes her side out now.
Yeah. Ireland look quite comfortable not having a perfect first touch and just making it high, allowing the setter to go high ball out to the wings at the moment, and,
Yeah.
and the spikers are being aggressive and managing to score points. So it's simple but really effective just now.
Yeah, now, we were talking about this morning, okay? This is the first time that Scotland is called to play 2 matches in a day. All the
Yeah.
other teams have done it before. Do you really think that actually that is affecting Scotland at the moment? Being in
Possibly.
and out of the game, not even energy, but like, you're called to,
Yeah.
you know how you have that, after you play a match, I don't know, you have been a player yourself, or in other sports, but you play a match, then they have that moment when your body kind of relaxes, and maybe it's very hard to get your body to pick up in the same day and play a high performance, because so far all the team have struggled when they had to play the second match of the day.
And I think, 2 matches in a day, I think one of the tougher parts is it's not the physical part, it's the mental part. It's not being able to get back to the hotel. It's not being able to switch off, and it's been around this place for so long. People, it's not quite the same mental break as it would have been.
That's what I'm talking about. Look, I'm doing nothing. I'm not in court, and at the end of the day, I feel my body being different. I'm not at that energy level. I've been up for more time. I've been around the hole. There's always something to do, and especially, you come in for the first match. I don't think the Scottish player went back to the hotel because that doesn't give enough time to go back and get dressed. And even if you get your meeting room, you have your changing room to relax, but it's not the same because your brain is consistently bombed by information, noise, music. It's a different type of concentration there.
And I think it's a change in routine as well. When players are on the way to the venue that they're playing in, that's when that sort of pre-match mindset and routine starts. A lot of that's missing. So Ireland look like they're fully taking advantage of it at the moment. 19-8.
Yeah, that's it's nice to see for the Irish. Very surprising to see in general now.
Yeah. But as we've been chatting today with Gordon Mayforth, who's working with Volleyball Ireland at the moment, there's been a lot of discussion around errors, and Ireland are not making many.
No. The problem is, after the last match, they kind of brought them around. There is a net touch called by the second ref there on the spike or the landing of the jump. I'm trying to see there on a replay. Okay, I think Shona touched the net on contrasting Regina
there.
there.
One that
Yeah.
got called on that, yeah.
Well, sometimes we don't feel it, but it's there as player. When we touch the net with our hip, and we don't have that feeling there. So.
Yeah. Strong serve. Nice
Yeah.
pass.
And even stronger spike from number 12. But now your setter hasn't called the middle as often as I would like, but she didn't need to, and now she needs to change something on her game because, of course, Ireland prepared the game. They know that the middle are not a threat, and they're not watching the middle at the moment, so that's maybe be the time to start playing with them.
Yeah. I think Scotland have been unable to use the middle so far in this set. They've just not passed well enough.
Yeah. Now that is one of the spikes. That's the thing. Like Ireland has committed very minimal amount of the mistake that led to this big lead, but they can't get confident. We have seen it with San Marino. Like Ireland does not have that luxury to start trying too hard to score the point. They have to keep things simple. Because then a moment like that happens, and it happens out of the blue.
Yeah.
Good call on the timeout here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that what Ireland have got in their favour, even if Scotland can get more consistency and a bit of power, it's just really difficult with that scoreline. For Ireland are bound to score a couple of points, and for Scotland to go that long without making more than a couple of errors is really tough. So at the moment, with the lead of 20-11, I'm expecting Ireland to close out the set. But at the same time, I'm expecting a real big push at the end here for Scotland to see if they can at least dent the confidence of the Irish for the second set.
Now, one thing I'm surprised of, we are here in the arena, it's beautiful, the hype, it's good, but our spectator, I kind of probably, after yesterday, they're not cheering as loud. I think that they feel that if they do, then they're going to be stand corrected. We need a bit more energy, guys. Come on.
Yeah,
they were shouting yesterday. They're all silent now. That's a net roller there.
Yeah. Fortunate, but Scotland will take that all day long. Good serve.
Now, you have seen me clapping, trying to get the attention of the best of Ireland. We are lucky to have, you mentioned it before, Gordon Mayford here in Ireland for a couple of months, trying to put us on the right track. And is an FIVB international coach. I'm not going to start mentioning his portfolio because I'm going to finish tomorrow. So I'm just going to say he had a great point yesterday in one of the training sessions we were attending with the under-22s. And he said, when things go wrong, start clapping because the human body likes the applause and it reacts to it. And I thought that was a very simple tip to bring back the player on track when things go wrong. Now I'll give that to you as well, but forgive me if I use it to cheer up the Irish player now.
Yeah, I think it's important for players to stay engaged in the game as much as anything else. And it does look like the Irish bench are beginning to come to life a little bit.
That was a nice shot down to the corner. Even the best defender that you have couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, it was a good shot. Yeah. Some strong serves.
Strong serve, same corner. That was in. That was in.
Terrific shot.
Amazing, amazing. We know she has it. Sometimes she just stops her arm at the right moment and goes long with a spin. And this one had even a bit more power than she showed earlier today. So very hard to defend the ball because you're here defending, say, okay, this ball's gonna out. But no, it's rolling down to the line. Shona knows that it has to do a bit more. Oh, that was outside the 10, I'd say.
Yeah, and I mean, the law of averages suggests that Ireland had to make a couple more errors at some point, and there's one back.
Yeah. Coach Delonte has another timeout on his cards and probably doesn't want things to progress this way. Now Regina can do that. She is one of those setters that can go for a spike. Might not be as effective because her height doesn't give her any favor, but can still make a threat. She did, but then again, a great ball play by Scotland.
Yeah, and you know, there's a few of the Irish players are having a couple of swings here without scoring, and that certainly adds to the pressure.
And that was that block touch from the play, not awarded. Number 12, she knew she did it. And now it's the player stand. The referee changed her decision. Of course, she looks at the line judge. The line judge sees it. The second referee makes the team. Everybody's shouting on her. Then you knew by the reaction of number 12 that happened because she just landed shoulder down and she wasn't even looking anywhere. So. It's a good serve, but still able to play with a very smart Alexis there. Now, Ireland was good because they were able to they forced Scotland to not to use Alexis as they want. But Alexis, I'm sure if you count the stats, few touches, but she might be at 75% there.
Yeah, definitely still high success rate.
Number 12 missing this serve now.
The Irish crowd beginning to come to life.
I think it's the first set point that I actually seen against Scotland in probably a long time.
Good pass from Alexis. Good defense.
The line to Emer, there was a block. Regina for Emily. Emily off the block, and they scored the side point that takes the first set out of Scotland. That was an amazing set to see, and I think there is something that switched on the Irish side after Submarine. I'm quite sure Submarine is getting hurt because that 3-0 it didn't justify the performance the Irish player had last night, and they're definitely hungry. It's the last match on home soil. They don't know when they're gonna play here ever again.
Yeah,
so.
very true, very true.
And I don't know if you want to join me on a Macarena here, Holly, but I definitely ask all the people at home, stand from your sofa, all the people here.
I think I feel a hamstring injury.
And the other thing here, actually, that was happening now, we are spinning the wheel because there was a lottery happening during this weekend. So if you have given 10 euro to the girls in green, now it's your time to find out if you have won or not.
Yep, looks like Gabriel's working hard to make this happen.
While we're getting the spinning wheel on, there's Buzz giving some prizes here. Buzz have been great so far through the weekend. Great shape, new outfit, purple t-shirt. Cynic Consulting funding all these great prizes, all this purple t-shirt. And we have the wheel up in this pin. Ooh, Buzz needs to spin the wheel.
Ready, Gabriel, spin the wheel. Let's go. Oh, who's gonna win? The lucky prize. I'm too old. What's that say?
Oh, I was so close. 20 points behind.
The winner's from Scotland. The winner's Craig. Who's Craig?
Craig.
Let's go, ladies. Craig. Oh, don't worry, we're gonna come to you.
Well, I have to give you that, Ali. I hope that is the only thing Scotland wins tonight. The lottery prize, okay?
Yep.
You got what you wanted. You definitely don't go home empty-handed.
Yeah, no, absolutely, yeah. I think we prefer gold medals, but we'll take anything.
Now, I didn't really play the stats, but even if you take one set out of Ireland, even if the best case scenario for Ireland, they win, but you take one set, do you get a gold medal?
I think mathematically it was very difficult for Scotland to come anywhere other than the gold medal. It may be that they require a set to see it through, so I'll not call it too early. Points difference was huge in the table that I saw. I believe it's sets ratio, then points difference, and then head to head. So confident that the girls will see it through.
Let's see what Ireland can do after the first set. Was just...
It's a big hit.
Yeah, another one, yeah. Emily going for the second one, but that's a mismatch on the top of the net there. Yep. Emily going against Shona and number 2 from Scotland. That was a hard one. Probably a replay of that ball would have been more efficient.
Yeah, I think so. In this rotation, you know, a small player hitting for Ireland on the right side against Shona, you're going to think that Ireland are going to try and go to the left side whenever possible, but the pass isn't them allowing them to do that at the moment.
That's a great save, but land on the net from number 9, so point to Ireland. Yeah, and actually, I remember me growing up. I grew up as a middle. We all know that. But after all this weekend, they hurt me a lot. So, well, middle, smash the ball. But then if you look at the high-level matches, so VNL, Olympics, and everything, more often that ball is not smashed on the first touch. That ball is actually replayed because now everybody knows that you have to block that ball. So you're trying to fool the ball to another play.
Yeah, the middle blocker's job is one of the toughest. They need to be one of the a lot more of an all-round player than they used to, and certainly one of the players with the most to read and information to process. So,
in the smallest amount of time, I would say. Now you said Ireland taking the second point and the lead for now. Great beat swing. Now middle trying to set that ball, and that's another thing we are called to do. Yep. Set the ball when the setter takes the first touch, and we don't often do it well. I remember a referee that they only see that middle setting and they will just blow the whistle, no matter the outcome.
Yeah, that's yeah, a wee bit of panic from the occasional middle when they're having to volley the ball for a set in the second touch. Oh, that's over.
They kept it alive, and then Amy fighting with number 9 there, opening now for Emer. Bit lack of there, going over the net. Alexis calling to place 3 blocker on Alexis. Shona has to do the hard job, and she does it.
Yep. She certainly hit that spot a few times in this match. But great job from the 3 Irish blockers there to squeeze in on the pipe attack. It wasn't the quickest pipe attack we'll see today, but they did well to cut off at the net.
Well, in fairness to your setter, she didn't have much option in that play because Shona was about out of approach because she was just coming back from the block. She tried to do the right thing, the setter in that play, because she was playing on a very short net. She doesn't have the opposite front court. She doesn't have the opposite. Number 9 now is playing for her as an opposite, and she was trying to play fast, deviating all the Irish side on that side. But yeah, I'm impressed by a triple blocker. Now Regina saved that ball really on the top of the net.
Oh, good block again.
Good block on the middle. I am not sure if Ireland has left at all. By the way they're playing, that was up all night starting, you guys. Yeah, the block is everywhere.
There was some good decision from the Irish blockers there, and even they took a good position when Scotland were attacking from outside the antennae. Middle blocker made a great read a couple of times, closed the gap, and then after a positive block touch, they recycled the ball. What a hit to finish the rally.
That's Amy serving now. That's a great 1-5. Alexis on the ground. Shona, Regina, Amy middle, proposing to set that ball, and she goes for it now. Regina for Fiona. Fiona down the line, your number 9 put a defense there, but no can do.
Yep, good finish. I mean, there was a couple of good swings in there under pressure from Ireland, and definitely well worth the 5-3 lead at the moment.
I can see the San Marino's coach cheering up.
He's liking the tunes.
It's like the best cheerleader. Not even the Irish crowd is so excited.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to enjoy the sport, don't you?
And that's Amy again going 1-5.
But Ireland did a good job there of pinning that serve on this side for Scotland and making sure that the
Forcing
you know,
the
the
coach to
block
throw
can
a
reach where it's going.
timeout. I like how he keeps it cool, but I'm quite sure that inside probably it's storming.
Yep. It all looks calm, but Scotland certainly needing to refocus and try and concentrate and get a good reception to open up the court a wee bit.
No, I don't know. Like there was a TV series about. It was actually about basketball, a bit Lakers on Netflix. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And it's actually good to be here. The fun thing was the manager of the Lakers that say, "Oh, I look like a duck." So you see the duck, they're above the water, so whatever is visible, they're calm, they seem peaceful. But then underneath the water, they're there with the feet going 10 miles an hour, and I believe that's the feeling of Scottish coach at the moment. I have to keep it cool. I have to keep it cool. But his brain is going probably 10 miles an hour here, trying to find the right asset to turn this game over.
I think Danny will be confident. You know, it's probably service reception needing a wee bit of improvement, but with the players that he's got on court and a bit of power there, I'm sure he'll be confident he can turn it around.
No, it should definitely be confident. It would take really a big lead on the second set to probably start for him if I was the Scottish coach, but this team has been amazing so far, and as I said, second match of the day, going back to full concentration. It might take a while, so I understand them. I shouldn't worry too much, but still.
Oh, super defense.
Yeah, that's one thing the brain is telling you to do, and that's the other thing is your heart, you know, it's pumping. Ireland does not leave anything at the moment. They're trying, so Scotland really has to try hard to score that point, and probably they're still surprised by Irish defending so much. That was a good serve out of system. Fiona gets another net roller there, and on the court.
A point earned with a big swing. A little bit of luck, but well earned. I think this is the point now, you know, the teams are beginning to trade and side out pretty quickly. So it's, you know, I think the players in the court are going to start to feel the pressure a wee bit. And it's who's going to deal with that a little bit better that can win the next phase of the set.
So now you have Emma Byrne to the baseline with a great serve. Laura
serve.
struggle. Ball over for a free ball. You want a better pass on that free ball. Fiona to the block. Great block work for Scotland there. The kind of that's Ireland wasting a good occasion for greatness, and that's we said it. Ireland is capable of greatness. Sometimes. I translated from Italian. They lose themselves on a glass of water.
Yeah. Although, you know, that time the choice of shot wasn't bad at all. It's just a tiny little bit of execution and where she hits off the block. So, and then also sometimes a bit of luck.
And now you see Scotland that is trying a bit too hard to score that point, because number 2 for you, I don't remember her missing many serve throughout this weekend. And that's an unusual mistake from her from baseline, especially on the first serve.
Yep. Strong serve.
Yeah, from Fiona there, but your liberos don't matter how strong it is.
great
Self-cover from Regina. Emily goes for the second, great to see, but then Alexis goes for the hard job. Regina goes over because she knows that she's starts to set, gonna make a double. And now another option. We're going for the pipe. Fiona again, but good watch from number 4 there.
Yeah, I think the issue that time was, you know, the Irish setter just making it a little bit obvious where she was going to go with the set, and it allowed the middle to hold quite easily.
Now that's one thing we know. Like Ireland does struggle on. They're great at making break point, but they do struggle with the side out. So especially when the setter is front court. And that's probably your window to make more break point as possible because now great shot from Emily. She
Super
got
shot.
Ireland out of a difficult situation, but especially when you have Emily and Regina up front, you can outpower them with your height, with your strength. You know, like if your setter plays wide ball to the wide net, you have definitely more chances to make more points there. I think you want to keep Regina up front as much as you can. That's a great tip, great defense, but
Just possibly a slight error in defensive positioning from the Irish number 10 there. Probably disappeared down the line a wee bit too quickly.
yeah, I'm actually amazed how I could pick up that ball at 20 centimeters from the floor. If I go into that situation, I'll never stand back again. And see, that's an unusual mistake from Alexis. It's maybe we heard Gordon speak before. You know, the serve it decides your mental state of the team. You know, when you see your team making too many mistakes on serve, then it's the time to say, okay, guys, reset, let them play.
Fantastic serve from Ireland again.
Shona for a tip.
Much better
Regina's
cover.
there. Yeah. Well, different player on defense as well.
Yeah,
I said
absolutely.
Regina is like a second libero on court. That's why you want to keep her front court because then when she go defending, you have a libero and you have a setter that's half of a libero there.
No, it was strong play.
Yeah.
Good decision making there, though.
Yeah. And you don't really need many gifts. Ireland cannot afford to give too many gifts to Scotland. So from our baseline, we need to keep it in. So that's the third mistake in a row on your serving rotation. I can still look at your coach, is still keeping it cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, service errors are a tough one to deal with.
Yes,
When
it
you
is.
start pointing them out, it's that's what everybody's focus turns to, you know. But if you don't mention the pink elephant, you can't fix it.
That's true. That's true. That's a good block on Shona. Again for Shona again. She goes to the block, but with way more power now. That's very hard. That ball is heavy.
Yeah, Ireland doing a good job of getting the block in the right place, though. Maybe a
But
bit of finish
sometimes,
applied.
I'm sorry, but if you spike at 100 miles an hour, like there's no block, it's gonna keep it on court.
Yeah.
Maybe Simone. Maybe Simone can do that. Egonu sometimes does that too, but she comes from a different height.
Yeah, very much so. Good serve from Anna Richardson.
That's a good play through the middle. A bit of luck there over the net. But I think the Irish will take any luck they can get tonight.
And to be honest, though, like, you know, there's been a few like there they've maybe had a little bit of luck, but they've been earning it. There's been some good positioning, particularly on the block, and some fantastic defense.
Yeah, I'm trying to zero up the spectator, but I think they are terrified to win at this stage.
Yeah.
That sometimes comes in play. So you're so used to be the underdog. You're so used to not leading the game. And all of a sudden, you find yourself at lead. And I would say, Ireland yesterday they surprised themselves being on such a big lead and probably didn't know. The player didn't know how to handle. The coach didn't know how to handle. And that's when they realize overnight, they say, okay, that can happen. So if we are on the lead, now how do we deal with it?
Yeah.
And probably that's what you're seeing now. Them not being afraid of being ahead.
Yeah, I mean, that was it was an attacking play, but it was good, sensible decision making. Outside hitters in particular these days need more than one way to score, and that certainly was second method.
Irish spectators are like, no, I'm not gonna cheer up until I win. Come on, don't be afraid. Bring out the energy.
Ireland applying the pressure.
They're terrified to win. Look at them, like there. All right, Emer, show us what you can do. And Scotland, how are you gonna get out of this moment?
Good serve.
Wow.
I'm not sure, did that skiff the net, or was that just right in the baseline?
Tell me something. You really want to check what is in their drink? Don't you want to check that?
Yeah, I think that's definitely caffeine.
Yeah. Some magic there. Great defense. Shona can't find the court as much as she did in the previous matches. There's always an Irish hand here and there keeping that ball off the floor. Another spot. Alexis
Great
defended
defense again.
Now it's a free ball for Scotland. How many spike do you need to score a point? 4. That's the number today.
Yeah.
4.
Yeah. Ellen Rankin for Scotland has served well all weekend.
Wow!
Great bit of play there from Ireland.
I need to see it on the replay if they give it to me, because I have no idea where the ball went through. I think I missed the replay there. Did they go through the side of the
Yeah,
side
it's hard
blocker?
to tell from this
Yeah.
angle whether it was through the gap or on the inside of the middle blocker.
Fiona now out.
And again, we come back to that point about errors. At the moment, Ireland have got a reasonable lead. If they can keep
And
applying pressure, they might see
she
it through.
actually had
but-
an amazing kill. And then
yeah.
you don't want her to make a mistake, because there is enough pressure in your side.
Yeah.
So you don't need the stronger serve of Ireland, because you need to find that point. Your sets are amazing, because now she got short. The net is helping Ireland a lot today. Alexis to Regina. Katrina has to set for Emily. Emily now, she's gonna go for a roll. Laura ready. Shona from the pipe, off the block, and that's a good play for Scotland. But that's what I was saying. There is enough pressure on you that you have to make the game, not Ireland. So we don't want mistake from the baseline. That's
No.
what we are saying.
And I think that felt a lot more controlled from Scotland there, you know, more
Yes.
consecutive, good, solid, positive touches.
I think there is a bit different approach from your defender when they see Emily spiking against Fiona. So when they see Emily go up, they know that the ball can be placed anywhere, but not as powerful as Fiona. So they probably stay more on their toes, more able to go into position.
Yeah.
So it's probably an easier defense if you approach it with the right mindset. It gets difficult if you stand on defense with your heels in the ground. I think you're doing a great job defending Emily here. You haven't found the right timing for Fiona yet, but the score, it's actually, you say it's a 3 lead for Ireland. I consider it like you are basically even, because we know that Ireland can lose those 3 points very fast. We have seen it happening with San Marino, so 3-point lead is not a comfort zone for Ireland. It's a good swing through the middle. Now Shona, she knows she can't give a free ball, so she goes with a big gun. Now Regina to the pipe, which is a great block out there. You put an offense, unlucky on that rebound. That's an amazing pass, and that when Scotland has the ball on top of your setter, there's no block can do, because now it's Alexis on almost a single block there.
Yeah.
And then she can do whatever she wants.
Yeah, when Emma and Alexis link up at that speed, it's really difficult for the other team to get a strong block against.
Great serve. See, that's what is missed Fiona. You know, Alexis crying from a big kill, goes to the baseline, saying, I'm going to score an ace because my arm is hot. I know how I can do it. I'm not going to give you a gift. And that's what Fiona didn't do early. No, another strong serve on the libero. Fiona called to the hard job again.
Oh, it was a good play though, good hit.
Yeah, and good block there. Now Emily Long on your libero, now forcing play with the pipe, very strong. Regina going to Emily again. Emily has to do a shot. I don't know how she managed to do that. From that position, how did she work that trajectory? Oh.
Bit of concern here for Alexis Cruzy.
Did you see what happened?
I think it may have just been the way that she landed when that ball went back inside the court.
Hip? Knee?
I'm not sure, hip, perhaps winded. She really had to extend quite far to try and keep that off the floor there.
That's one thing you never want to see,
No,
a player
absolutely
going down. It doesn't matter if it's your player, if it's your opponent player, especially a player of the like of Alexis. And as far as I want Ireland to win, I really don't want to lose Alexis player, because it has been an amazing match so far. We need Alexis on court to push Ireland to their greatest volleyball. It was out. There was no touch. Block was very late on that one. We hear some Italian here. I don't know him. I definitely, there's somebody speaking Italian cheering for Ireland. I definitely don't know him. Oh, that's a lucky fist.
Yep.
And now that sub that has given Scotland, we said it before, it's a sub that gives Scotland a breather, because it's number 7 taking for the middle. She's a good defender, she has a good serve, so it kind of takes the pressure off Alexis and Shona doing all the hard job.
Caroline Burry's normally an excellent server. She has hit one error at least, and Sasha Clegg-McKeown's coming to serve. She's had a strong tournament from the baseline.
Look at that, with the serve, she takes the setter out, and look at that defense. Look at that number 7. I know, everybody has seen the big swing, but I've seen a great serve and a great defense. That's what I have seen.
Yep, when you put a sub on who has 2 touches like that in the first rally, that's a great impact.
Like the mindset of that girl. I'm curious now.
Yeah, Sasha Clegg-McKeown.
Okay, that's perfect. Do you know how old is she?
She's under 18, I believe.
I have the year of birth here. Now I want to know how much do you know your players? Give me the year of birth.
Well, I'm not quite sure year of birth. That's a maths test. But Sasha was part of the Scotland under-18s that played in Malta in April.
Just give me the year. You're talking too much. Come on, you're avoiding. You're great at avoiding my question.
Give me a calculator.
No, I don't want to know how old is she. What year she's born. You said it's under 18, so I'm very cheeky. I'm reading it.
I think she's 2008.
And gold medal to this guy, but only for the answer, not for the game, okay?
Okay.
2008, what a mindset. You go in, you serve, you defend. Another great serve after a timeout. I've seen Senior missing the serve after a timeout. And that's a great tee from Alexis.
He's just about perfect there.
I'm gonna call her the Phoenix. know? Reborn from the ashes. What a 2008 can do, huh?
Yeah, great impact. And definitely somebody that's gone back to the baseline and had a really positive mindset and looked to cause some damage.
I can see your coach breathing again. For a moment, I thought you had to come out with the oxygen. Okay, still out of system for Ireland. A free ball for Scotland. Alexis Cole in place. We're going to the opposite. Shona, no block. Okay, now it's the Irish coach to say where a 3-point lead. Where'd that go? I tell you, a nice underrating from Scotland just took away that from you. Not so nice, is she?
Yeah. Is this her fifth serve?
Yeah. Come in at 17-20.
Oh, super hit.
But yeah, Frazel put Ireland out of the woods in this case. 1 point too late for my liking, but at least gives the side out to Ireland. I needed that. Now number 7, I think big clap for you, because at least you get it from me. I'm quite sure for all your teammates. I think that the England should serve.
Yeah, I mean, this serve is a big point. It's an opportunity for Scotland almost to put the game to bed and then just side out to see it through.
Yeah. Now that's one thing that we haven't seen it, and I haven't mentioned it. I noticed before, so don't tell me I'm not observant. Number 9 coming in as an opposite in this case, but it as an opposite receiver. Okay, number 9 in for number 14 in this set, because number 9 we know she has played as a libero for a club. She has played as a wing on the first match, but they need Shona on the wing because of course she can play more ball. They need to help the receive, and number 9 can do so. And an amazing choice from the coach there to use number 9 as opposite receiver, keep Shona on the wing, and still have basically all the power he needs and all the precision. And was basically what he wants. Shona up in the air, killing the ball. He doesn't want Shona to receive. He just wants her killing the ball.
Yep. So looks like a block and serve from Danny Traylor here with Jessica Gillies coming on for Emma Waldy.
And that's a set point for Scotland.
Absolutely. Good serve from Shona Fraser. Ireland looking a wee bit lacking confidence at the moment.
I see you are breathing back again.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably was going out, but you never know. You're there. I'm looking at the replay. Yeah, definitely was going out, but you had to also get away from that ball. It was coming at full speed.
Yes, a fairly strong rotation for Ireland here if they can get a couple of decent serves.
Whoa, out of that set ball for Scotland.
If Ireland can make a dig here,
okay,
at least they've got Fiona Fernroe to hit.
I know from home you can't see what's happening here from the direction. So we have our camera director that is rooting for Ireland on a chair, the Scottish photographer that is looking at me like what's happening. So we're all a big family. But yeah, it's a thrilling match to watch, and no matter the outcome, I still think that third set, fourth set, I still want this intensity, please. I don't want any team to lose that intensity. You know, it's a great volleyball match to watch. The ball is out. Now I was out. Everybody turned around.
It was close.
Gabriel,
it was a
no
lot closer than
replay
it
on
looks.
this one. That was out. Line judge is there. And two-set ball washed out. Fiona to the serve. She has
Good
to make
serve.
herself forgiven for the previous ball. Now Alexis, block touch. Line judge has in and block touch. So
Yeah, I think that might have just been about right there, but slightly confused by the line judge
best thing
signal and
is
touch.
the Irish spectator. Like, not anything happens on court, and they don't make a move anymore. Like they got scolded yesterday with the San Marino's match. That's in and out. Any other country could have their.
Let's just say that
The ball doesn't lie.
Volleyball Ireland CEO looking particularly animated at the moment.
No, I'm not commenting that. It was after yesterday, I said I'm not commenting Gary anymore, but I'm really looking at the spectator there. They really don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
Regina, libero in court. When the libero is not there, Emily going for a soft shot. Sean on the ground. Alexis doing the hard job, and she does it.
Well played, Alexis.
Yes,
Well played.
another set ball for Scotland, but Scotland has to win this match. Ireland is not giving it to Scotland. Scotland has to win this match. And this is the fifth set playing today for Scotland. I know they had an easy life this morning, but it's still the fifth set on these players' leg.
Yeah.
Overpass, gained herself that ball for a set point and brings Scotland to the swap of court there. 28-26, what a thrilling set. And the block was there, just we said it before. Shona can send that ball at 100 miles per hour. That's a heavy ball, hard.
Yep, absolutely. Tested the block and came up trumps.
Now you got off the hook early for the dance cam because the spin the wheel happened, but now it is happening. That's come there.
Ah,
I want to see you up and dancing. In fact, I want to see everybody up and dancing. So here we go. Dance camp. Scotland, let's go.
oh, Yvonne Kennedy there on the dance cam.
Iceland, what we do?
Alright, they're so young they don't know this dance.
Okay, come on, everybody, stand up. Let's go, everybody.
I finally see the Irish crowd moving.
San Marino are getting involved. Somebody's stealing the show here in the dance cam. And 10 out of 10 for San Marino. They've been practicing.
No, you can comment now seeing our CEO dancing. Have you seen his moves?
It's the San Marino coaching staff stealing it from me. Absolutely on fire.
Now, question to you, Adam. Last question of today, I promise. Leave the comment. Who's going to win this match? Who's going to win it? And it's one of the fewer times that during this tournament I asked that on a situation of 1-1.
I mean, I'm confident now that Scotland will see this through. Ireland look a little bit dented at the moment in terms of their confidence. And there's a few more smiles around the
Now
Scotland
that you have
camp on
won the
court.
second set, I haven't done the maths, okay? I haven't. I'll be totally honest with you. Is this set giving you the gold medal?
I think that's it in the bag now, yes. I'm pretty sure.
So you can relax now, can you?
Yeah, I'm keen to see the victory through.
Okay, now we want more volleyball. It's great to see the dancing. It's great to see the halftime entertainment here, but I want to see volleyball. So please give me some more. Wow, wow, good replay by Fiona there. She doesn't decide to go, and opposite in. Yeah, it was in.
That was super calm play from Ireland as well. It looked like they might rush that one back on one or two touches, but did well.
Yeah.
Oh, tight one, close block. Yeah, and only one favourite there when the ball went back to Shona for the second attempt.
Yeah,
Very well recycled in the first attempt.
feels like her arm just went down, hammering. Whoa, serve out now. Amy O'Sullivan now taking the baseline. She was going 1-5. She keeps going 1-5 in this match.
Another big hit from Shona Fraser.
Yeah, I think she relaxed a bit herself, and now she's ready to just hammer everything comes her way.
The Irish block's done quite well against her, considering the power, but that time they just looked all over the shop and a bit mistimed, and Shona took full advantage.
That's a good save from Dugino,
That
top
was,
of the set, yeah. Top of the net, I don't know what happened right there. Our double. That's a very unusual thing to see.
Yeah, I mean, it was borderline. Ball definitely came out with a wee bit extra spin, but
not the same power we have seen earlier for this set, for the serve. Serve onto the net, yeah.
in the early stages of this set, you know, no team stepping forward to try and win, just a few errors from both sides.
Okay, good job from Katrina. There was a very hard serve down to the opposite. Well aware that the middle is there to getting the ball, giving herself another option at that. Going again to the middle and 5. Alexis for the swing. She goes full power over Regina.
Yeah, the Irish block seems to be a lot slower this set, going out to block the Scottish zone 4 attack. I'm not quite sure on that time there. It looked very slow to start to move, despite the fact it was always favourite to go there, given where the first touch had been made.
Yeah. Ooh. She knows she can do better. You could see by the way she reacted straight after. Like, she's fighting in this match with her serve, but if she can turn that around, be a good threat for Ireland. Now Fiona from the baseline. Good intensity on number 9 to Alexis. Now over Regina again. And that's what we said earlier. There is a bit of a struggle when Ireland is with their setter on the front court because the fight as the net on the net is a bit unfair considering the height of the player, consider the power of the player. So you have Regina and Emily front court, and it's an easier job for Scotland there. Now Sophie taking for the opposite. She normally helps the receive. There is a rotation fault and yeah, that's the rotation fault.
Well picked up there by the second referee.
And that's where, coach, you put your wing on the opposite to receive, and the last thing you want is a rotation fault because you put that sub to help the receive, not to give a free point. And now Emily gives another freebie to Scotland.
Yeah, these are the ones that Ireland were scoring in the first set and for part of the second, but right now struggling to put the ball away, but also not causing enough pressure.
And that's a good play. Now calling Fiona for the pipe off the block. A good watch for Laura there. Alexis on the block now, right in time. Setter. Whoa! That's a defense from her shoulder. The Alexis called to do it again, and she does it on the other side. I was talking for a few other coaches and say that's the only problem that Ireland has, and when we are mismatched on height, you really have to give the defender a helmet because that can happen. Especially facing Shona and Alexis there. Now that's a pick up from Sophie there, and now Scotland trying to do a bit more. There is a 3-point lead for Scotland now. The score on YouTube is not spot on. It's actually 8-5, but it is a 3-point lead. Just for whoever is following us from home. And that's Sophie getting a defense. She's there for a reason. We all know that. She's doing her job. Probably want to keep that ball on your side of the net, and that happened. And now ball to Fiona with that tip. Good job for Alexis, but now they're forcing with number 9. That's covered by the block. That's a recover. Alexis still spikes it, but this time out. So that was a great action there for Ireland, and Scotland is not giving up. It's not really relaxing. You know, they are really trying to finish this match. I'm quite sure everybody in the Scottish side, no matter the gold medal, you want to finish with a pocket.
Absolutely, you can see that from the staff and the players.
That's a great opening for Alexis, and the wing there, Emma, was put for Emily in this situation. She normally plays opposite, probably a bit out of place in this situation. She was kind of caught off guard. That's a good ring from the middle there, Emmy, but recover from Ireland. From Scotland that push it over, long and 5, the libero put a hand there. Katrina maybe interfering with Fiona. Fiona probably would have picked the ball, maybe was in a better position to pick up that ball, but point to Scotland.
Yeah, slightly distracted there by the conversation taking place between the second official and the Irish team.
The coach from Ireland will start to get a chicken timeout, but it wasn't awarded. There is a rule: if the first ref has the hands out, you can't give the timeout to the coach. Sometimes referee, they kind of close an eyes and they still whistle, but it is. If the first referee has the hand out for the serve, timeout is not granted. I always would advise all the coaches in there listening to me, don't try the cheeky timeout. It never goes your way, especially if the referee knows the rule.
I think on that occasion, Mark had maybe been having a discussion with the second official about what he thought was a foot fault over the service line, and sorry, the centre line, and perhaps left it a little bit late to call.
Do you think that wasn't intended?
No, I think it was close.
I really play on the Irish League, and I've seen that happen so often, and I'm a referee too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'll give that to Mark, and maybe we'll just realize late that he needed to call the timeout. I like at high level they have to press the button, so. And that's a great block again from Amy and Regina. Great dig from Fiona there. That's a set from Regina. I think that was borderline to be a double, to be honest, but effective.
Yeah, it was certainly borderline. We saw.
Yeah, and I think that's what the libero is going to the referee saying, because a double has been called for the Scottish side, and I didn't see that one, but this one, it was. I've seen it face in front, and that's one thing I always say to the players. Sometimes it's easier to call a double if the setter is facing you, because the referee in this case, she can't see Regina hands fully if she takes the ball below her head, because she has her back at her, while the Scottish setter is facing her. So I'm in a position that I could see Regina, and I say, that's a bit borderline, but maybe from the referee point of view, that wasn't that easy to see. It happens especially with shorter player, because maybe if they have the hands below their head slightly a bit, you can't actually see the hands. You can't whistle what you can't see.
Yeah, very much so.
But you can see that.
Yeah.
You can see that.
Yeah, good back row attack.
Yeah. Now it's a 5-point lead, 12-7 for Scotland. The receive kind of bit falling apart now on the Irish side. Defense not much great either. That great hype moment they had on the first and second set seems not to be there.
Yep, I mean 6-point lead for a team that's not dropped a match all weekend so far looks pretty convincing at the moment. Expecting Scotland to see this through to the end of the third set.
Now you have your middle, number 4, taking the baseline. She's done a good job so far. I really like your middles. You might not see them much. You definitely, Alexis and Shona outpower them on court, but they're very nice and tidy middle. I like them.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to describe how Carly plays. Nice and you know, tidy performer, and certainly consistent with excellent timing in offense and on block defense.
But that's the thing, like everybody in volleyball likes a nice clean shot in the middle of the court, and that's what you remember. Like I'm trained to watch everyone. I'm trained to look at the middles, even though when they are kind of hiding behind the wings. But I understand everybody will remember from this weekend, Shona and Alexis. Everybody will remember the 2 wings from Iceland because they've done an amazing job. Fiona on Irish side, Ginelli on San Marino, and the middle normally they kind of it's hidden on the stage. But believe me, they do an amazing job behind the scene.
Yeah, the Irish block struggling a wee bit on those longer sets at the moment for the middle blocker to get across. Tough job, and as much as that was out of system, it was pretty accurate from Emma Waldy, and a great kill by Shona Fraser.
Now, Coach Delonte try a different card on his deck with more experienced court. I honestly thought that number 11 has done a great job so far. Like she was there on the block. But maybe, well, we need to change something. The Irish team has to change something, so probably he's trying everything he can.
Oh, good
And,
defense by
work
Anna
his way.
Richardson.
Yeah, gets a side out of this sub, even under, well, actually non-direct side out because the player sub was not involved, but at least shook the team dynamics. And now Carly to the serve. On the net.
Yeah, the game drifting away slightly from Ireland here. 7 points, a big advantage.
That's yeah, that was a borderline save. No. Now calling a double on one-hand touch. I want to see how that is possible. I know it was dodgy. I know it's probably more of a lift, but that would be my argument. If I was the one involved, I would say, I'm sorry, explain a double on one-hand touch.
Yeah, it certainly looked like it might even be a closed hand there, so it's very difficult to make a double touch like that.
Great tight cross, almost a miracle to save that ball, but you need more than a miracle then. You need skills, you need to have ball control. We can't rely on miracles, they're once in a million.
Yeah. I mean, if we go back to the first set that Ireland won, Ireland were scoring off the block. At the moment, they're going round, they're going over, and the Scottish forward defence is just set up really comfortably, making lots of positive touches and getting a run of points. So, and that's why it's 18-10.
Good swing from Fiona. At least brings Ireland on double digit, but still there. I was saying with Graham yesterday on the last match, how I look at the score, especially if I'm behind, is how many points the leading team has to do to win and how many points I had to score to reach out to the leading team. And normally, as long as I need less points to reach them than them to win it, I keep staying positive and I don't over-worry and just tell my team, look, as long as we make 2 points and they make 1, eventually we'll reach them. But in this case, I'm looking at the scoreboard and it's 7-7, so they need to make at least 3 points out of 1 point of Scotland to be within reaching distance by the end of the set.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough call.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of indecision there in the Scottish serve receive. Danny Traylor just calling a timeout, trying to make sure there's no consistent pressure applied from Ireland.
Yep. So now we're looking at the scoreboard again. It's 6 to reach you and 7 for you to finish this set. So yeah, it's more positive scoreboard, but still it's a tough job to do because it's not easy to do 2 points out of 1.
Yeah, I mean, to have any chance in this set, you know, the next 3 Irish servers are all going to have to go back and serve 3 times, and they're going to have to side out when Scotland are serving, and that's a tough call in tall order.
Yeah. from the baseline again. Okay, Alexis Long. Oh my
super.
God, that's a lovely shot.
Absolutely on the money.
Wow. I thought she took a big risk there. I thought almost was going out, but like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Blown out again by this player now. Look at that, 2008 back in court.
Yeah, Sasha back on to serve.
And I heard rumors, not sure if true, that your libero with 70 caps on her belt might be at her last match with the national team.
Yeah, I think we'll maybe need to wait and see on that front, but
Point awarded to you, no block touch, line judge didn't see it, none of them, so...
I think the line judge was overruled on that one.
So another break scored by your number 7, because if, no, interrupt what I was saying, if it's true that your captain is leaving, I'd say number 7, it's has a clear shot at that place.
Yeah, quite possibly. Certainly she'll be in contention with the thought.
Now, the second referee agrees on antenna touched by the spike and not by the block. That's what was given if I look at the hand signal correctly. It's 2013. I think Ireland needs a bit more. We said it before. Ireland is capable of greatness, and probably Ireland is their biggest enemy. It's just because when they play, like, they can take a set out of Scotland, they can bring us up like 28, 26, but then all of a sudden, like, they just stop, and their greatness is not on court anymore. That's a net touch from number 4 there in Scotland. We have one team able to keep the consistency. We mentioned before, San Marino has kept their consistency throughout. The error management was at the top, always kept on error managed around the 6 error per set for the team through the weekend. And yes, they did lose against Scotland, but even in that case, Scotland made the points. You know, like, so that's Scotland won San Marino. San Marino didn't lose it. And in this case, this set, yeah, Scotland, great performance, but they didn't have to do much. You know, great serve, yes, but you know, they weren't really playing, not the same intensity. So I really hope for a fourth set with way more intensity there. Great defense now from Fiona. Regina for Emily. Emily down the cross, and that right angle between 15 and between the libero and Shona. That's right, the spot. I'm looking at it again. Probably Shona could have intervened in that ball if she was putting out her arms, but she trusted the libero to be there. I would trust the libero too, considering her performance. Probably should better at picking that ball, but slightly out of position, ball in.
Good serve.
Yeah, but even better set. So now we have Grace for the opposite. Opposite has to go with 2 balls. Libero on the ground. We are opening for Alexis on the pipe. Moloney on the ground, and now it's
good block.
Emily on the block again, mismatch again, ball on the net. She did what she could, but then there was no cover. The ball was played well against the hands of the block, but just landed in a corner where nobody was there.
Yeah, all the cover had gone short.
Yeah. And what they teach you on the coaching coach, you always have to leave one player long.
Yeah.
Harder said than done. No, harder done than said, sorry. Okay, so We have seen this sub, younger middle for you in court. We have seen it
Yep,
in the
Holly
front
Scott.
court earlier, now call for the serve.
And
So
a strong server normally, so
yeah.
could see Holly
Well, she's
serving
done.
this through.
She has performed early today, so
Yep.
strong was strong.
Yeah, certainly was a strong contact, as the middle blocker will testify to.
Do you think there is something unsaid between the two players?
Yeah, all looks good between that group. Yeah.
There was a great swing by Fiona.
Oh, good
Fiona
defense.
through the block. Now Regina on defense. Fiona Cole to do that. Roller, net roller. Wow. We are lucky. We are.
Yeah, that one might have been a little fortunate.
All Volleyball Island thanking Graham Bell for their net setup. As I'm thanking people, I want also to thank Finger County Council helping us and funding this specific event, Sports Island, of course, for the magnific venue, and Spanish Point Technologies as helping us grow as federation here. Now, great shot from Fiona on the cross, but good watch from Laura. Even better shot from Shona on the line.
Yep,
That
absolutely.
brings Scotland to the set point of this third set. There is definitely another set to play.
Yep.
Hopefully another two. Even though I do have to take down the floor. I have to roll the floor, so I'm not sure I want to hope for a tiebreak. But yes, I do. And so you from home. Number 9. Giving a freebie to Ireland, sending Carly to the baseline. Now Ireland is asked to wash out 6 set ball for Scotland without the libero on court. One of the toughest comebacks you can do.
Suppose it depends how good the serve is.
That's true. Ooh, yeah. She hasn't gone out much. Normally she keeps the lines. Good call from Emily there. Good awareness from Alexis. Tipping on the middle side. Middle side. No, you're not fooling me. I'm here. And bigger swing from Fiona there. On the line.
Yeah, good solid attack that.
Yep. Okay. 5 more to go. Now goes on the libero. Shona called to do their job. Regina down the ground. Carly for the opposite. Opposite going to the middle, taking the middle out, but Shona has the full cross. And it's a pleasure to see that shot.
Yeah, I mean, that's Scotland picked up a point now, absolutely uncatchable. Puts them firmly on 10 points as a minimum, and with San Marino on 9. So congratulations to the Scotland women, SCA champions.
You really wanted to do that, yes?
Yeah, absolutely.
I want even to say, well, congratulations. I think it's well deserved. Well deserved now.
Yeah, team have done very well.
I think you were champions with that set before anyway.
Yeah, possibly, but it's on points now and not sets, so it's even more enjoyable.
Yeah, it's true. You want to win it fair and square. You don't want to leave it up to the set difference or points difference. It's always tricky.
Yeah, interesting to see if Danny Traylor rolls any changes at this point.
Yeah. Happy girls there on your side. I think Ireland still wants to give that fight. I still want to see more volleyball. I really hope that you're not gonna change your starting lineup. I hope you really go for the poker fair and square. I want to see more from Ireland. I want to see their greatness. And I want to see more from the supporters. I can see Buzz dancing on the backstage.
Oh, a warm up for Buzz.
Went hiding. Got shy all of a sudden.
Trying to keep an eye on both teams here. Ireland looking as if they're coming out very similar to how they finished. Scotland, oh, I think there might be one switch. I'm guessing here, but I'm thinking that Shona Fraser might be switching position.
Going back to opposite.
Yeah, there's certainly been a wee bit of discussion about something. It could just be sharing information. We'll see in a second.
Well, I have to say, I believe your number 14 is going to come through a very strong player, but you can see she does not have the experience as Shona's number 9 or Alexis. So I think number 9, Shona, and I don't know the name of number 9, but she has been a great player so far.
Anna Richardson, yeah.
Yeah, and those 3 key players, together with the middle being very solid, have given Scotland that extra card in their sleeve to win this match.
Yep. So
it's a very solid team, very compact. They know how to go, what's happening out of system, in system. They know exactly where to stand, what the defense is doing. I praise Scotland all through this championship. I really like the team. Off the mic, I went to the coach and I said, I'm blown out about your strategy because I really am. So I think you deserve to be champions, but I still want Ireland to win this match. For the middle, proposing herself as a setter, but I think the referee called a double. Very picky when the middle is setting.
Yeah, it would appeal that way.
Give us a break. Give us middle a break, please. We do the best we can. No, referee has done a good job so far, and all the referee have been great. I think all the players did not have much to protest or complain. So, and now, ooh, just over the net by a bit. Regina putting on offense. Amy saving that ball from the net. Again, well set up net, and then a net touch from the Irish block. Not sure which one, but definitely one.
Yeah, hard to see when the rally is moving pretty quickly. Some good touches from the floor defense, but an error in the end from one of the blockers.
Okay, Katrina for Regina. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's I see that coming, but as I was saying, now the referee is facing Regina, so she had.
Yep.
See, we are like what 5 meters above the ref, so even if she's not facing us, we still can see the hand. But now that was a clear call to make. But 2-2, you haven't flown away yet. Good serve, Alexis down. We have to do something else.
Good strong swing from Shona.
Alexis down. I'm still up.
Yeah,
I'm going even higher if I had to.
Shona's had a really solid game. Definitely, you'd imagine probably the top scorer for points from both sides.
Well, the strategy for Ireland was there, you know, serve on Shona, take out, serve on Alexis, bring Alexis to the ground, one player only to block, but the problem is they have to block Shona. It's not an easy task.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I have to make a comparison now, it's a big comparison, but it's like you play against the Turkish team and you're forcing the play on Vargas. Yeah, the ball might go to Vargas, but then you have to block her somehow.
Yeah, Shona's had, you know, she's had a good range of shots as well. She's had a couple of that she cuts back
everything.
towards the line with a bit of pace and a lot of spin, and has been pretty consistent
No,
with them.
it was out. I've seen it out too. I know they're complaining. There's a
It was tight,
replay
though.
there, but I don't think the replay does have that angle because normally it folds. Yeah, just out. Yeah. Judge line, I had no doubt. So, line judge. Great serve, even better receive. Cheeky touch from the old setter there. Let's say the libero. Another cut out of jail for her because she wasn't there to pick up the ball if it was in the line.
Yeah, although the gap was pretty tight there, so reasonably well covered.
Yeah, but she wasn't out by that much.
No,
really.
not at all. Not at all.
I don't think there was a judgment call from the libero. It was just more. I
couldn't get there. Yeah.
I can't pick it up. So I better hope he's out.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, 5-5. Yeah, it would be a great way to finish this championship. Bring it to a tie break. We want to see volleyball. More
A
volleyball.
positive finish from Ireland as well as after a few ups and downs over the weekend, but Scotland looking strong at the moment.
I know you all have flights to take. I know you want to finish as soon as possible, but we don't, because then it's gonna be tomorrow, and everybody's beside us. This great atmosphere is not there anymore. So keep it alive. Your coach telling your player there's no positional fault anymore, spread out, because there is a screening fault that could be called in place and has been called so many times during this championship. Oh! Yeah, Regina telling the coach, I know, I have to mind my business. That wasn't my ball to take. Katrina had it. I shouldn't be there in the first place. Great shot, bringing two players down. Libero put in long, Fiona on a good watch. Playing through the middle, Amy blocked by number 4 there. Kind of an obvious play because, and I know, we tell the setter that they have to jump set. We will love our set to jump set on every ball, okay? And how do we start? Jump set into the middle. But then some of the coaches would say, oh, if you jump set only when you go to the middle, everybody knows. Another coach will tell, yeah, but you have to start somewhere. And you're not going to start jump set into the wing, stand set in a comfort zone. So, but at senior level, you either do it, on my opinion, you either do it all across, so you jump set for every single spiker you have, or you do it foot on the ground, because jump setting only to the middle, that's the result. 2 blockers, and the no ball is coming.
Another strong serve from Alexis.
Azwing picked up again on the block. A good call there from the referee, not calling that 4 touches. It did roll over the hand. Scotland keep playing with the big gun. She's over the block. Neither Amy, neither Regina can do anything about this ball. She goes higher, she spikes harder, and that's a place that's up to the block to take. If the block can't take that ball, the defense can't do anything about it.
Yeah, I think at the moment Shona Fraser's really sticking her hand up and trying to say, I'm the MVP.
She has already won an MVP.
Yeah.
It was the first MVP of Scotland. And Scotland has already 3 MVP on court. But yes, you're right. She might get a second one.
Yeah, in terms of awards for the tournament, I certainly think
I'll tell you something.
She's on a short list somewhere.
I know it doesn't go on the stats because the amount of time on court, was limited. But if I still had to pick an MVP, I would still give it to your number 7 there.
Yeah.
She was your game changer. She came in at the second set. It was 2017 for Ireland. That brought Scotland to 21-20. And if you hadn't won that set, it would be a completely different game. So sometimes it's not how many points you make, it's when you make them.
Yeah.
So if I had to take a guess, but I'm not the one awarding them, I would give it to number 7. But we'll never know until this match ends. It's not ending now. Fiona's still trying to catch that ball, but Scotland now flying away on a 4-point lead.
Oh, and a change.
I called her.
Yep.
I called for her. She's trying to get the best favorite player. If you ever decide to get an Irish passport, I do have a spot for you, number 7. I'll get you in my squad.
I think we like to keep her, thanks.
Oh, come on.
Number 7, Carly Donahue.
Great block there, now opening for Fazel on the side. Great shot on the cross.
It's number 4.
Cable taking a while to make that substitution. Trying to go for the same corner as she scored a point with a spike, but now out. So we've seen it done it before. Fiona did the same, and that's what we're talking about, consistency. You come back from a great spike, great point. You're the same person that goes to serve, and that's where the difference comes in place. The Irish player that goes to serve the miss, Alexis on the other side goes to the baseline and she scores an ace, and that's where the two. That's why Scotland is ahead at the moment. It's just like the player can keep that consistency throughout the match, and the Irish player are fluctuating between greatness and not so much greatness.
Yep. This looks like it could be a tough one for Ireland to turn around.
Yeah. And we have seen it yesterday. I think that they aren't really able to handle losing a tight set. I mean that the energy was great. They were successful. Everything goes well on the first set, and they win the set. Everything was going well on the second set up to a point. And look, you have 50-50% chances of winning or losing a match the moment you walk in the court. So if you lose a set by 2 points, that can happen. But that means that you go back in court, and next time you try to win the set by 2 points yourself. And instead, it's more that after you lose by 2 points, you kind of, okay, didn't go my way, and you're still thinking about it. No, the attitude should be different. It's just, no, now I go in, as they can win by 2 points, I can win by 2 points. Great save by Fiona there on out-of-system play, but block not putting the hand on the other side, leaving that gap between the block and the net, and Fiona used that gap to score a point.
Yeah, she did very well.
Reversing the sub on the middle, Kali did her job. Mark knows Emmy has a great serve. She's been good so far, so putting back to serve, I think is the right choice at the moment. 5-5 behind, the game is still open. That's a pass, Fiona long, too long on this one. I don't think she's seen that they didn't block her. There was no block there, and she went for the
you know, the ball dropped out the sky after the first touch. The second touch didn't put it wide enough, and I think she just wasn't able to try and take it at the top as high as she would like, and ended up having to push.
That's a good save and a good spike. A bit of nifty from number 2 there, jumping on Regina backcourt.
Yeah, Ireland haven't run the middle a lot, and they managed to find a wee gap through there. And I don't think Ellen Rankin, the Scottish middle blocker, was expecting anything to come over.
Yeah. Good job there from the backcourt. There was no need in the first set. There was no much opportunity to use Shona from the backcourt. Second set, in the third set, there was no need at all, and it's one of the few play we have seen her through the weekend playing that backcourt from the opposite at that intensities, you know, not as a backup option. And that was a great spike. And another great tight cross, asking the libero to the middle to defend that ball. That's not easy.
No, although at the moment the last 2-3 serves from Ireland have been straight, and the Scottish libero, Laura McCready, and she's dealt with them really easily, which has resulted in a quick side out. And Ireland are going to have to try and cause a wee bit more damage from the service line to try and get anywhere back in this set.
Good serve, and now it's a free ball for Ireland. Grace on the spot, might want to have a bit tighter to the net, asking for the pipe. Not quite sure anybody believed the slide, to be honest. Although Alexis did make that movement and did not go blocking the pipe, so pipe had one single blocker. Job done. Good timeout there from Scotland now, like it's 4 point. It's a comfortable lead, but then again, you don't want to be too comfortable with Ireland coming back on the middle of the set.
Yep. Pretty much last chance saloon for Ireland here.
Here, Fiona again from the baseline. She can do some damage. Don't give her a freebie. Laura say, no, 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 not on my watch. Now McNichols with a beach shot there, and we know she's playing beach, but that's not, we said it before. Beach shot can get you out of trouble when you have no other option, but they're not scoring point on an indoor court.
Yeah, I mean, Scotland are reading those ones pretty well, and you can see the defenders stepping higher to try and make sure they're covered in behind the block. It's well organised, and they're doing well and making it tough for Ireland to score if anything than a solid hit.
Yeah, that was a great set out. Now McNichols again down, and that's the shot you want to see on an indoor court.
Yeah.
Great height, great wrist, and good powerful spike. What are your thoughts about beach volleyball?
Love it.
Love it.
Love it.
I'm not describing his face right now. I think it's yeah, I love it too. I do love it too. Oh, Regina there fighting with the net. And like we said, saying in Italy, she's gone fishing.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting
Keeping-
close for Scotland though, 18-13.
5-point lead. 7 to finish this match. Go and get your gold medal there. Happy days. And 5 for Ireland to catch up and then try to make an upset there. The great defense from Alexis there. Now it's a free ball for Ireland.
Oh, well
Bit of
passed in, though.
miscommunication, but Fiona does the job. Lara going up on a great spike, and yeah, that was there. She
Yeah.
tried. I appreciate her because she was 7 meters away from where the ball was supposed to go, and she still went for it. That's look. Sometimes we try, sometimes we fail, and fair play to your number 8 there.
I think based on other ones that the referees called, that one was always going to get called. So at least we're seeing some consistency.
Go, 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 and she doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, Shura's done a good job like that today.
Yeah.
Just taking on the block and came out on top. (1914). Make that 20. That'd been a good impact here from number 17, but number 3 back on for Ireland. Good serve from Carly.
Yeah. Ooh, and that's Antenna
just
before
a
he
little
touches the
late.
ball. Yeah. I think now that 7-point lead, they look good on you, don't you?
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah. Now it's a sister switch. Emer for Emma. An E for an E. I get an I for an I, no?
I think the only question we've got at the moment is Carly going to serve this right through to 25.
That's what you want to see.
Ah, kiss of death.
That's time you cursing, not me, finally.
Yeah.
Now you take the blame for that one. Now is
Oh, good block.
Alexis called again to do the job. She goes to the wasn't the strongest spike, but she was spot on the setter, so not an easy play for Ireland. And now is going to Fiona. Fiona on the block, rebuilding an action, and now she goes through the block down to the ground. That's
Yeah, excellent play there.
Yeah. Oh, there's a yellow card for him. What did you do? What did you do? You're getting a yellow card. Oh, number 8 got it. Naughty, naughty.
Yeah.
I read the lips. Was a naughty, naughty there?
I don't know.
I didn't see it. Yeah.
Another big hit from Shona Fraser.
Yeah, we said it before. Shona has been the worst nightmare of a lot of players this weekend.
Yep. I don't think anybody's really found a way to stop her, so.
Number 9 to the baseline. 3 more points for you to go. Fiona trying to stop the first one. Fiona said, I'll do it. And Amy going down, but it's a net touch from Regina. It is. She did touch it. I've seen it from here. She knows
2
it.
points
She knows it.
required.
2 points to go. Who's gonna score your match point? Let's take a wild guess.
There's 6 players on court, and if somebody's going to kill it for Scotland, I think everybody's money's on Shona.
I bet my money on number 8. I think
Okay.
she's gonna dump it.
Yeah. Still 2 points to go, though, so.
Ah, come on. Can you relax a bit? Actually, I'll give you my 2 cents. It's gonna be Ireland giving you the match point.
Do you think it's 2 service errors to finish? No?
I know that the people doing the stats are not too happy at the moment. (18-23). Now, I would like to see your setter take the glory for the match point, or the libero. Great defense, falls back into the play in Irish side, and nobody's touching it. Yeah. Great way to end a career as a libero. 1-1. Number 9 knows that's coming. Great receive there. Shona. They asked him for a block touch. The ball was out, but apparently touched by number 12 there. Well spotted by the line judge there, and that's the match ball. So everybody, my co-worker for the night is taking a video now. That's a match point. Shona make an ace. Fazell said, not on my watch. Now it's a free ball. Regina going down. We are playing at the moment with no setter because you raised up your block, so it's difficult for you to do a break. And Fiona threw the block. Setter go back on court to make that another side out. Well, there's not going to be more side out to make. It's just going to be a match point. And it's his front court. Make me be Nostradamus number 8. And you're not listening to me. You don't know what I'm talking about. We want to dump. Rotation fault. How? Libero position. Yeah. Stacking. Yeah. Actually, it was Shona's position because Shona's acting as a wing, so she was in between the opposite and the libero. That's a good serve there. And now we go to Shona. Shona out this time, and there is no. Ooh, line judge say block touch. The referee says I didn't see it. I don't think there was. Let's be honest now.
No, definitely didn't see me a block touch there. So
Line judge wanted to go home too early. That's Alexis for you. Short that point. That's another ball that's out. It's a timeout for you, I'd say.
yeah,
Stop recording! Stop
just get the
recording!
point.
We
One more
have,
point.
we have full media streaming. We have a dedicated photographer live. You're gonna get your video of the match point, okay? Stop recording. We'll send it to you, okay? Sport narrative. I know you're gonna listen to me later on. When you edit the match point, please send it to Ali Jack in Scotland,
Please.
okay?
I'm still getting my phone back out.
He's jinxing it. He's jinxing it.
Come on, team, one to go.
Number 8 from Ireland, called to do the hard job here. Has to keep a serve intense in. Hopefully an ace. Number 8 going back to Alexei. Alexis out again. I think now the phone goes in your pocket, does it? It's
Oh dear.
4 match point gone. And that's what you wanted now. Did you get it now? Did you get it now? Good match point for Scotland. Well deserved. We knew it was happening. I knew. At some point, my co-worker didn't know anymore. But yeah, that's fair play to you. A poker.
Yeah.
Great job.
They certainly made it interesting in the end, but absolutely well-deserved champions.
And the table with the medalists coming. I think we're still live streaming this. Ireland, I think they're still happy with their performance. They did not think to take probably any set out of you or to put the fight that long. So
Yeah.
they're still proud of what they did. I believe so. Obviously, a lot to look on the post-match because we have seen they're capable of it. Just how do they get to finish it? Because that's nothing happened. I can see the tears.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
A lot of emotions, a lot of feelings there, and great job, guys. Now we'll be streaming the presentation, so I'll be talk with you. But Ali, if you wanna go and celebrate with your team, feel free to leave me. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go and
Drop
take
the
some
hook.
photos for the team, so thanks very much.
And yes, we thank Ali for joining me on this commentary. Has been sweating more than he wanted to. it has been great so far. I have to thank everyone here. It has been a pleasure being here with you. I will start with everyone that from the sponsor has made that possible. So we have 9 Squared giving us the jerseys, the T-shirt, Scenic Consulting, Buzz Best Friend, again a T-shirt for the halftime show. Fingal County Council for supporting this event. Spanish Point Technologies, Sport Narrative, Sleek and Easy, and last but not least, Sport Ireland. They keep us going, and it's thanks to all of them if we are here putting up this great show. So thank you everybody for following us. I have to leave you actually now, but the stream will be live for the presentation. There's going to be another link if you're following on YouTube, and if you want to see the presentation, stop it now. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it.